And the tour itself is like that one.
Okay.
Oh! Are you filming me? Could you be filming me? Welcome to the Universal Studios Hollywood World Famous Studio Tour! What's that gonna go on? TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat? Do people still Snapchat?
Yes.
Vine?
Just a couple of things as we're sitting here. You probably noticed you were loaded up into boarding parties. We do ask that you remain in the rows you were boarded with your boarding party. No switching rows, no switching seats. We do have to make sure we leave one empty row between each. So we got Michael, our driver. My name is Brian, your tour guide. I do have one more introduction to make. Thank you. Yeah, I'll take a round of applause. You guys want to give one to me? There we go. Thank you very much, everybody. Now we have one more introduction to make. He's going to be my co-host for this part of the attraction. You've probably seen him on Saturday Night Live, or as the current host of the Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. You know, I always give it away. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, hey there. You made it. Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure that you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide.
Ryan.
And the greatest driver.
Michael.
They're the best. I love them. Even though
Ryan
owes me $5.
Oh, come on.
I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
That's right, folks. We do have just a few more safety rules to go before we get going too far. Now, first and foremost, if you require guest assistance, for instance, if you're having a medical emergency, you drop anything of value off the side of the tram, or you're having sound and video issues, you know, above and beyond me talking to a microphone and a mask, please remain seated, grab hold of the red cable that's running down the center of the ceiling of the tram, give it a pull, and then please remain seated until it is safe for me to come back and help you, all right? We want to also make sure you guys are aware we are on private property, so please, if you need a restroom or drop a cell phone, use that red cable to get a hold of me, and we'll take care of you, all right? Just a few other things to be aware, please. There is no eating, drinking, or smoking of any kind at any time while on board the tram. Also, please make sure to keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside. And today's tram tour is going to feature some loud noises, sudden tram movements, fire effects, and many water effects. So keep those cameras handy for some really awesome shots. But do be aware they could get wet if you're not careful. And just for your own safety and the safety of those around you, please no selfie sticks. And just make sure your facial coverings are always on and secure. Now take a look over here to the right-hand side. Interesting thing about that movie poster, you'll notice it says 1914. That's kind of an interesting little timeline because we actually opened here on March 15th, 1915, which means we started filming movies before the studio even opened. I'm not sure how that works, but it's some weird time travel stuff, I'm sure. Now, as you look at the movie posters, you're going to start to notice a bit of a theme. You guys see all the monster movies? Frankenstein, Dracula, the Wolfman, the Mummy, those were all ours. Yeah, if you guys like horror movies, you're welcome. We created the horror movie here at Universal Studios Hollywood. We also created something else you might not know about. When you saw things like Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, the Mummy meets Dracula, that created the very first shared universe. Yeah, they just finished one about 2 or 3 years ago that thought they were the first. Nuh-uh. We did it almost 100 years ago. That's right. Now, most of what I'm going to show you today is not real, which is why we're getting off on the wrong foot. This is the only real thing I get to show you. This is our fire station. Real working firefighters will help us here on the lot every single day, but look at the number. Do you recognize Fire Station 51? If you're watching Chicago Fire, you should, because they are Station 51. Now, that's produced by a man by the name of Dick Wolf. He was one of the creative people who worked on the television show Emergency, with an exclamation point, back in the 1960s, which is where Fire Station 51 got its start. It was in Emergency, it was in Backdraft, it was in Friends. But, speaking of security concerns, we haven't talked an awful lot about what's going on the right-hand side for the past couple of years. You guys want to know? Just recently, Japan announced something major. They opened a place that was covering that blue building down at the end of the street. They wrapped it up in green cloth like a present and deleted it using CGI. Because they needed to keep the stunt safe, so they wanted to film it here. That was the only shot of that entire film that was not filmed on location in London. Now, folks, we're going to say goodbye to the metropolitan city and hello to the deepest, darkest troubles of Skull Island. Let's welcome director Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong.
Drove Kit. Anyone remember? Because most people won't. His name was Michael Knight, but everyone remembers Kit. They just don't remember the person driving the car. It's kind of like the Green Hornet. Everyone knows who played Kato, but who played the Green Hornet? 1 out of 5 people could tell you. On your left, you're going to see more of the vehicles from the Flintstones. These were all driven behind cars. They don't actually have any engines of their own. Fast and Furious, our first $1 billion franchise. And look, the gyrosphere from Jurassic World, you notice what's missing? The sphere was never there. It was created using computers because we wanted to keep control of the reflections on the outside. On the left is a tank you don't want to try driving into battle. It looks amazing, but kind of like the opposite of the Transformers, it's less than meets the eye because the whole thing's made of plywood and particle board. So literally a heavy rain and that whole thing is dust, man. But it's light, easily movable. It also has laser sets and props from Jurassic Park, The Lost World, Jurassic Park, and Jurassic Park 3. If you look on your left, you're going to see the mobile lab unit. If you look on your screen, you'll see how it was used in the actual film, The Lost World, Jurassic Park. Just like the tank, however, this entire vehicle is made of plywood. Look at the back side. You can see where the plywood panels are starting to fall off. The reason why is because we had to hang it off the side of a cliff. Oh, come on. Sorry about that, folks. That's Larry, Moe, and Curly, the funniest dinosaurs we got a lot. They're just not used to dealing with people anymore. Oh no, on the left side, 50% chance of dinosaur attacks! It's because it's just half a dinosaur. Stick with me, folks. The jokes don't get any better. On the left, you got a forest of fake flora. It's a real fancy way of saying a whole bunch of fake trees. Now, why do we use fake plants here on a Hollywood set? Well, because those are killers in the middle of a conversation. And then change back, and then change back, and then change back. It would get really distracting. But over here on the left in Old Mexico, we're going to go ahead and show you how we go about giving Mother Nature a bit of a helping hand. When it comes to creating weather effects for movies and TV, you can hear we've got thunder being created by loudspeakers in the trees. High-intensity strobe lights are going to be creating the lightning effect. And then in just a few moments, you're going to get the pièce de résistance, the thing that brings it all together. We're going to show you how we actually create rain. They're created using a super high-tech invention. You might have heard of it. It's called a sprinkler. And you don't want to put those sprinklers on your lawn. Look how big the droplets of water are. You would literally turn your lawn into a swamp in 3 seconds. The reason why they're so large, however, can be explained if you've ever tried to take a picture at a sporting event that's been rained out. You ever looked at the picture afterwards and went, "There's the rain." Well, rain is so fast, it's so clear, it's so small, and cameras film at 1/60th of a second, which means it doesn't show up unless it has help. These droplets are 5 times larger than actual raindrops, and in most cases there's going to be a light providing contrast. Oh, come on. Friends, I am so sorry. You're going to want to hold on. There's an awful lot of water coming down that hill. There she goes. That, folks, is the oldest effect we got here on the lot. That effect has been delighting guests since March 15th, 1915, our opening day. You might also recognize that is the very flash flood that hit Lady Gaga during her Judas music video. Even though they hired her as stunt double, she said it looked like way too much fun, and she did it in heels. I give her a lot of credit for that one. This is what I like to call rapid fire. Are you ready? On your right-hand side, that little alleyway was used in Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. That was where Jack Sparrow said hi to 3 different women in Tortuga who all slapped him across the face. On your left, that mission was used at the beginning of The Three Amigos, starring Steve Martin, Martin Short, Chevy Chase, and the one right there in the corner, that was the home of Nacho Libre in the film starring Jack Black. You can see why I have to talk so fast, because there's so much to get there, and literally only 1 block to do it in, and in the amount of time it took me to tell you that, we've traveled again. We've traveled over the border from the old Mexico into the old West. Welcome to 6 Points, Texas, everyone. Now you'll definitely recognize this big here saloon on the left-hand side. If you saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that's where Leonardo DiCaprio did all of the Western filming for his movies, including the scene where the little girl walks up to him and says, "Man, that was some of the best acting I ever saw." But I want you guys to look at something. Look at the doors on these buildings. Because literally it looks like they have no standard at all whatsoever for size. Some of them are enormous, some of them are super tiny, and they make no sense until you think of this. In the original days when we were making westerns, we wanted to make sure our western stars knew how to ride horses. So many of them were jockeys. What do we know about jockeys? They're tiny. So in order to make them look larger, we'd stick them in front of a tiny little door. They take up more space, they look larger. If the female co-star was taller than they were, we put her in front of a giant door. She looked smaller by comparison. But then they had to walk down the street together. That is why in every western you see a ditch dug in the middle of the street. It's not for water, it's not for sewage, it's for the female co-star to walk in, so she's never taller than the cowboy. And she has to do it in heels. There's a bit of a theme here. Now, one time, folks, we got about halfway through the tour, just from Top 2 starring Eddie Murphy. It was also seen in an episode of the show Bones, called Bones versus the Blue Line. Now, they have left things all ready for filming, so we do just want to ask that everybody kind of remain seated, keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside. We don't want to mess up any of their filming, so they can just come in tomorrow morning and continue where they left off. You can see there's a bunch of advertisements on the walls trying to get us a little bit more current. Probably people that have sponsored the production. If you look on the left, you can see it is definitely not modern day. When was the last time you've seen a payphone anywhere? Right? I mean, that's a cool road. Nothing to know about those. It's just how we say hello here in Southern California. Okay. Nothing matter. Oh, come on! Ladies and gentlemen, should the water come up too high, you can use the person sitting next to you as a flotation device. Everybody give yourselves a round of applause. Who gets your badge? Earthquake. Rock Red representing an impact of the earthquake on the record store. This is what people around here. Shake well and enjoy. And on the left side, you'll see a Coca-Cola advertisement that is a bottle of Coke exploding because it has been shaken up. So literally, the next time you go through there, you can get a little chuckle as everyone else is looking at you like, what is going on? But on the right, you'll see the Universal Stables. Yeah, you have to bring your own coconuts to make the sound of the galloping horses. Sorry, that's a Monty Python joke for those people who know. On your left-hand side, you'll see where we're headed next. We've got special dispensation by the order of the Amity Police Department to check out Amity Island, New England. There was a bit of a shark problem. It's nothing to worry about, though. Michael and I came out here late last night, and Michael caught the shark. Decided to pose it for you. It's right there on the right-hand side. Huge smile on his face. We want to make sure you get all the best pictures you can. Now, we do have police divers out in the water to make sure that nothing else is going on. Safety is our #1 concern here at Universal Studios Hollywood. And we're going to make sure that everything going on in this entire lagoon is completely fine, completely fine. Let's see if Officer Bob is out of the water. No, Officer Bob is not out of the water. Hold on, folks, let me try and get his attention. Officer Bob, there's a shark on your left. No, Bob, your other left. Okay, so what Bob is doing now is employing his best self-defense technique. It's called bleeding on the shark, and it always works. The only problem is Bob can only do it once. And there he goes. But we're going to do something silly, safe. We're going to go ahead and duck behind this dock full of flammable chemicals. Because nothing could possibly go wrong with that plan. Folks, something went wrong with that plan. The shark is now tearing the dock apart. We have fuel spraying everywhere. Okay, and now the dock is on fire. Oh, man. Now, as long as we stay right here, we should be totally fine. And actually, the fire feels kind of good. Whoa! Folks, please put your hands together for our first part of this part of the adventure. Bruce, the mechanical shark. That's right, our shark goes out of Dominic. We got his name for the original. Representing of one of the main characters of their film, right there on the right, that's Mr. Bean's car from Mr. Bean's Holiday. Of course, played by Rowan Atkinson. The second car on the right, the yellow hot rod, that was from American Graffiti, starring Harrison Ford. The Duesenberg on the left, that was a Brendan Fraser's car from the film Among Your Returns, and then the yellow Camaro, that's Bumblebee. Now, Bumblebee is out there standing guard over all of these unattended vehicles. You want to know why? You just have to look at who they moved in next to. That's right, everybody. 12 rooms, 12 vacancies. Welcome to the Bates Hotel. Now, if you look up at the top of the hill, you will see the Psycho House. It looks amazing from a distance, but you notice something a little dismaying as we start to get close. The house is not full size. It was built to a 3/4 scale. Now the reason for that was because they wanted the house to be so much further away.
Robbie, get in. Get in.
Now the interesting thing about the scene you're looking at here is when this was all built, Dakota Fanning was not shown the airplane crash before they began to film this scene. So every reaction that you see on her face is 100% real. So I do have to point out, Dad does all this work, and what is her very first comment? Where's Mom? Another wonderful over there on False Lake. Hold on just a second, folks. We're not actually supposed to come through here. Hopefully somebody will let us know very shortly why they have decided to send us through here today.
My name is Roman Pierce. Pleased to meet you. My buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you with Shaw for a while. So we brought you in our secret spot.
Alright, look guys, we're gonna keep Shaw from finding you, but to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here, so put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone could give us away.
I need y'all to take this real serious.
Okay, pull into the next bay and we'll meet you in there.
All right, in just a few moments, we are going to be moving forward into the next bay for our own safety. Just kind of interesting, there's some loud bass and music coming from the other side of the door. This could be one of those underground racing parties I hear so much about. I don't know, I don't get invited to any parties. But as we move forward, folks, please remain seated, keep your hands on speed and legs inside the trail at all times. Hold on, your boost number 1 means, and let's get ready to party!
FBI, don't move. Neil, that's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, let's back up a little bit. We got it's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Escort this novice out.
Let's go, Cookie Puss.
You got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of tonight.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back. It was on vibrate. Sure traced us. House can't hold it forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle. It's about to get real interesting. My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door. Roman, bring your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
So, right about now, you may be wondering to yourself why it is that you're still holding on to a pair of 3D glasses. You're going to want to go and pop those babies on one last time. See, what I didn't tell you the first time you wore those is that those are special 3D glasses. They've been specially formulated to have full facial recognition software, so they should keep you safe from the Shaw. However, you might have noticed that Michael and I do not get a pair of 3D glasses. So let's just knock everyone, this could get a little bumpy.
This is our turn.
After them!
are getting away! Come in the clouds!
Way to go, Lenny. Drone's lining up the missile shot. Not gonna happen. Don't worry, I got this. Roman, don't shoot! Head for the bridge! Under construction!